50% of the country divorces in each 4-year period. With such a report, Tassos Films Uganda have come up with strategies to minimize the causes of divorce amongst couples through community engagements, short films, among others. Let's hear more in this report.
Tassos Films attributes challenging economic times, slow economic recovery from COVID-19 to instabilities as the leading cause of divorce in sub-Saharan Africa. Divorce remains a silent occurrence that has left many children homeless and wild due to the absence of parental care.
So we're trying to kugumiza that kind of theory that people should just hang in there and try to make it work for the sake of the children, for the sake of the family, so we can have a less divorce rates. If we don't have to, we shouldn't be separating.
Tassos Films Uganda are conducting community engagements and acting short films as strategies to minimize the causes of divorce.
When we do our movies as Tassos Films, we don't just do movies. We use them as discussions for things that are happening in society. We use them as tools.
And so we are trying to reach out to the marrieds, to show them that regardless of what can happen, you guys can still make it. But also opening the eyes of the men and the women. For example, in this movie, I'm acting as her mechanic, and when they get challenges with her husband, I'm in the picture, to repair what has failed.
Not being sorry, not admitting wrongs, like you did something, but you think if the other person, you think you should do wrong because the other person did wrong. That's not the way it should be.
Religious marriage counselors believe that lessons on cultural and traditional differences would help save dying marriages.
When we go through such tough economic times and diseases that are breaking out in our nation, and all that we have gone through with the history of the pandemic, one asks themselves, why else would there not be domestic violence? Why else would there not be an increase in suicides and breakages in marriages, like we're hearing about the increase in divorce even in church?
Very many movies that we are working on. Definitely we worked on Choices, the girl child education movie, and we are screening it all over and encouraging girls to stay in school. We screen, then we talk to them. We have this marriage movie, and then we have another that is coming up for high schoolers to encourage child mothers to return to school.
These findings were revealed during the premiere of Forbidden Desires by Tassos Films Uganda, which is anticipated to have implications on the current and future family dynamics in sub-Saharan Africa. Sandra Kahundi, UBC News.
A Ugandan delegation at the ongoing 61st session of the Organization of the African, Caribbean and Pacific States Parliamentary Assembly and the 42nd session of the SCP European Union Joint Parliamentary Assembly in Maputo City, Mozambique, has vowed to oppose plans by pro-gay nations to impose the promotion of homosexuality and abortion as the new conditions for trade and aid relationships with European Union. The delegation, which is attending a joint parliamentary assembly in Maputo City, Mozambique, is being led by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taibwa. The delegation also includes members of Parliament, Theodore Sechikubo, Cecilia Barbara Atimogwal, Maurice Kibalia, and many more are part of this. Now, the joint sitting was on Monday officially opened by President Felipe Nyusi of Mozambique, who commended the organization for its prime role in the economic and social development of its member states and called upon participation in terms of member states to focus more on the climate agenda and how to deal with risks related to natural disasters. Now, speaking at the sidelines of the joint sitting, Honorable Taewa said issues related to climate change and food security need health and fight against terrorism, women empowerment for political leadership, migration and sustainable growth, among other matters of concern to be discussed. Now, the National Forum for People Living with HIV/AIDS network in Uganda, in partnership with Aga Khan Foundation, have donated food items to people living with HIV/AIDS. This is part of the program announced by the Aga Khan Development Network and being funded by the European Union to support government race to race down to the end to see that HIV is deleted as a public health threat by 2030. The package that includes maize flour, beans, salt was handed to them at the organization's headquarters in Mengo.
Hunger attributed to poor adherence among people living with HIV. So we did a research as Nafofano on the impact of COVID-19 on adherence among people living with HIV. And this research informed very many issues. Like people living with HIV were mentioning that they could not move to their health centers. So they defaulted on treatment, they missed their appointment, they missed their medication because of movement. Many people living with HIV still noted out issues on poor adherence still as a result of not having food, because we all know that you cannot adhere to ART. ART is a life-saving treatment and it's a lifelong treatment. So you cannot adhere to that treatment when you do not have food, when you cannot adhere to it when you're on an empty stomach. So this project came in timely to address those gaps.
Naito mchala mulamu omwami mulwadde natagamba mukyalo ogwale sente wange mulwadde nabiddagala nalivaako kati okulivaako aba akolaki awo obulwadde buba bukolaki buba bukula bukuzi.
Eddagala ddungi okulimira oba ofunye ekyokulya olina okumira eddagala kubanga buvunaanyizibwa bwa buli muntu okulaba ng'omira eddagala. Otamira eddagala ogenda kufa, obulamu bubwo we osookerwako okulaba obulamu bwo buyimiridde butya, obutambuzizza otya. Kiseera kino akawuka gw'olina okukafuga, gw'olina okawa ekyokukola ko si ke kalina okukufuga kubanga kati ekyokukola okimanyi. Bw'oba omanyi nti omira eddagala limire. Lwaki weekola ekyejo omusimana sirina byakulya, sirina biki, n'olwekyo sijja kumira ddagala. Kati bw'otamira eddagala omanye ekigenda okukuviiramu.
Project has been mainly supporting communities in Kampala that of course go to the different heart clinics, also communities that at least are well and are associating under the Kampala district persons living with HIV. In this we've been trying to support with psychosocial support, monitoring our viral loads, a bit of at least also making sure that the persons at least are supported. We're trying to live positively in all the different aspects of life.
Now, the Bishop of Ankole Diocese, Right Reverend Dr. Sheldon Fred Mwesigwa, recently commended the clergy in the Church of Uganda, more especially the chaplains, for the job they have done in building discipline in schools, which Bishop Sheldon Fred Mwesigwa supplements with pastoral visits. This was during a recent 3-day benchmarking on standards of education, academics, performance, and how to improve both in primary and secondary schools in all dioceses, in all centers of the Diocese of the Province of the Church of Uganda, which was conducted in Ankole Diocese, Mbarara. The Director, Church of Education Services in the Province Church of Uganda, Reverend Dr. Paul Grace Kakoza, has called upon the program vision bearers of the Universal Primary Education UPE program to make it affordable, accessible with quality standards. He clarified that parents should make their own contributions because it's obvious that not everything will be free from the government, because there are services that parents need to contribute to depending on the context where the school is located.
If you think education is expensive, try ignorance and see what you get. So it is important that parents are empowered to know that you can support the education of your child. It may not be millions, however little it will be, it makes a difference in the life of the teacher, in the life of the school, because notice that UPE, USE, even when the government supports, there are some things they don't support.
Together all the time, work in a team, have a team spirit. When you are many, you work much, but when you are few or alone, you cannot even get many steps along. So brothers and sisters, and I was reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12, following. That was indicating that really we need each other.
You have to know. So we have empowered our religious leaders, the school management committees who are living with the school communities to rise up and be concerned about the education of the young people in their communities. And related to that has been the mobilizing of resources. We have been emphasizing that.
Here, as a result of the parents and the board of governors. So we are unique in most of the schools around. We are among the only school. We are the only school that doesn't have any support from the government in terms of infrastructure development. We are asking and pleading and doing that
to accommodate the population. Looking at the limited space we have opted to constructing storage buildings, and we hope.
Yeah, it's time for us to take a short break, but do not go away. We'll return with more news.
So, I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165 *77 hash or use the Momo app to register. Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
MTN joins the people of Keralur to celebrate the 12th coronation anniversary of the King of Keralur, His Royal Majesty Ubim Philip Raoni III in October. At MTN, we believe that we only succeed if the communities in which we operate succeed. And so, we're happy to join the people and well-wishers of the people of Keralur in promoting social cultural programs of the Ubim.
Walego Mugisa ni Ubimu ku Keralur.
Welcome to Friends Stadium. Everybody's ready. Wait a second, not everybody. Come on, dude, it's the FIFA World Cup. You're going to lose your seat, the ritual seat, the lucky one. Losing more than a seat, your team is going to lose. Where are you, dude? The match is about to start. Your friends won't hold out much longer. Excuse me. Finally, everything is in the right place. Hey, other hand. And do you have everything you need to believe? That's right. The Voice is coming to a city near you. From the 21st of October to the 10th of November, you get a chance to showcase your talent. Prepare a 1-minute MP4 video of yourself singing and upload it to thevoice.africa to register. Make sure you have a valid Airtel number, and if you're shortlisted, you will be contacted to come in for the live auditions.
Well, don't just stand there, let's go!
Music your passion, Africa your stage. The Voice Africa, connected by Airtel.
We can't tolerate sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment is unacceptable in our school.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone, the most affordable smartphone in Uganda. You get to enjoy free 1 GB for 1 whole year. My Airtel 4G smartphone, your best value for money. Visit the nearest Airtel outlet today and get one at only 250,000 Uganda shillings. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that there are confirmed cases of Ebola in Uganda. We, however, urge the public not to panic as the situation is being managed. The Ministry of Health further reminds the public to be on the lookout for any persons who may show signs and symptoms of Ebola. These include high body temperature, abdominal pains, diarrhea, vomiting, bleeding from the body openings such as the nose, eyes, and mouth. Please inform the nearest health worker immediately if you see anyone with these signs and symptoms. To prevent Ebola from spreading further, please take the following preventive measures: regular washing of hands with water and soap, avoid handshaking and hugging, avoiding any contact with any suspected Ebola patients. Any person who dies suddenly should not be buried but reported to the nearest health worker or LC1 immediately. For further information, please call the Ministry of Health toll-free number on 0800-100-066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and World Health Organization.
Welcome back. As we step into the world of business, poultry farming is the best approach of assisting the poor families in fighting poverty, more especially under the Parish Development Model Program, because it can help and can be practiced by the small landholders and no landholders. The Member of Parliament in Nyabushuzi County, Kiruhura District, Wilson Kazwenje, disclosed this while officially handing over 3,000 chicks of 1 month old donated to selected farmer youths and women groups and individuals in Nyabushuzi County, Kiruhura District. The chicks were distributed at the center of Kiruhura District headquarters in Nyakashashara Sub-County and Sanga Town Council. As we hear more in this report.
Today we have received and distributed 3,000 brooded chicks, and they were given to me as a Member of Parliament for Nyabushuzi by NAGRIC. I want to thank the Executive Director of NAGRIC and the Ministry of Agriculture for this support. We have mobilized poultry keepers, poultry farmers. They are working in groups. Majority of them are women and men, and I'm looking forward that they are going to do a great job. They were trained before.
Obutonde bwensi wa bulinda watunga n'ekyokuguza sente ati abaweza n'enkoko manuela arugemu nowaso ku kitaki omuti gwa hashi gwala atuweleza so hana lowebale munonga kandi nyetenda kulaganisa itengaba district na extension staff yitu ekwatile na production
Now, over 70 saloon operators in Kampala Metropolitan have been awarded certified certificates confirming their professionalism in the industry at an event held at Kawempe Kazo. The event was graced by the Kampala Central Member of Parliament, Mohammed Nsereko, who challenged the graduates to exhibit professionalism while at their workstations.
Some years back, a section of saloon owners joined hands and formed an association aimed at retooling and equipping saloon operators on top of saving for the future.
Like nze nayigira mu downtown naye nafuba nnyo okulaba nga noonya omuntu anguza certificate abamu ne bampa na advice genda ku NASA.
In collaboration with the Directorate of Industrial Training, DIT, under the umbrella of Research Scaling Center, today the institute is witnessing its first ever graduation.
These people who graduated, they have their own saloons. All of them, they have their own saloons. So they came here to reskill to learn more, so they can get this certificate that we got today.
With many of its students drawn from the back end of life, especially young girls, to them this is a new beginning of once a lost hope.
Workers' Pass is a form of certification awarded by Directorate of Industrial Training and the Ministry of Education and Sports, and it is workers' practically acquired skills. So they have learnt on job. They came to recess for refresher training and then to be assessed and certified by DIT. But they are already working. They have learned, they have acquired a lot of competencies while on their jobs. So today they have acquired this skill, these competencies, and they have been awarded this certificate. So they can work anywhere because the competencies that they have acquired.
At an event held in Kazoka Wempe, a suburb of Kampala, this was graced by the Kampala Central Member of Parliament, Mohammed Nsereko, as the chief guest.
We go to beauty parlors to calm down ourselves, to see ourselves look glowing and beautiful, to make our next day better. So these are the people that make us look nice, that make us look the better people that society wants to perceive us as. So the whole world needs them. These are some of the rare skills that other countries need. So I encourage them to continue in the same skill, but also diversify their skills to include things like information technology, which I have undertaken to help them get through, and financial literacy.
The graduates now await field work, as most of them are likely to be employed through the schools arrangement.
Well celebrated there. Now, Uganda's financial sector players, led by the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, have embarked on campaigns to educate the masses about the need to protect the environment. The Chief Executive Officer, Institute of Banking and Financial Services, Goreti Masade, stressed that all need to be mindful about environmental protection in all activities that we do.
We've launched today on World Savings Day is everyone can, or anyone can. Can we do it again? The campaign we've launched today is anyone can. Start small, grow big, and be green smart. The campaign is challenging us to sit together as families, to think about our goals. And as we think about our goals, let's think about how we are going to raise money to achieve those goals. And let's commit as a family to saving money to achieve those goals. But as we are doing it, let's think about the environment, because many times we make money at the expense of the environment. This time around we are saying it is possible. Even if you're rich, it may be possible that you have 2 cars. Okay? It may be possible that you have 2 cars, and those 2 cars are contributing to the degradation of the environment. But you can say, well, we'll take 1 car, and the money we save from the 1 car or fuel we save can now go into a saving. You will have saved twice. It might be possible that Every time you go to the supermarket, you get upset that majority of Ugandans have less than 1 million on their accounts. We are hoping that they are saving in other ways. It may be possible to have savings in the farm. It may be possible to have savings elsewhere. But we are hoping that for those that are yet to make $1 million, we are also encouraging people to save while investing. Because when you invest, even if it's a money instrument, that money will grow. And it is a
The Ministry of Health informs the public that there are confirmed cases of Ebola in Uganda. We, however, urge the public not to panic as the situation is being managed. The Ministry of Health further reminds the public to be on the lookout for any persons who may show signs and symptoms of Ebola. These include high body temperature, abdominal pains, diarrhea, vomiting, bleeding from the body openings such as the nose, eyes, and mouth. Please inform the nearest health worker immediately if you see anyone with these signs and symptoms. To prevent Ebola from spreading further, please take the following preventive measures: regular washing of hands with water and soap, avoid handshaking and hugging, avoiding any contact with any suspected Ebola patients. Any person who dies suddenly should not be buried but reported to the nearest health worker or LC1 immediately. For further information, please call the Ministry of Health toll-free number on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and World Health Organization.
Welcome back once again from that short break. Now, all is set for the Pepsi University Football League semi-final second leg between Makerere University Business School and St. Lawrence University. Let's hear more.
The 2022 Pepsi University Football League is now left with just 3 games, with the first of these this Tuesday as Makerere University Business School hosts St. Lawrence University in the semi-final second leg at Nakawa. Courtesy of goals by Bruno Bunyaga and Michael Kayongo, St. Lawrence University leads 2-1 from the first leg.
We are ready for Tuesday's game. We know we are facing a very tough side. As I told you earlier, we are lucky that we managed to get 3 points last time, but we made so many mistakes. We have tried to work on that so that we get into the second leg when we are set.
This will be the third meeting between the two sides, with Makerere University Business School dominant in head-to-head, but Coach Ali Zinda calls for a spirited performance.
I've lost here 2-1. If we got our home and win 1-0, we are through, so we are going to come all out. I promise my fans we are going to go back, rectify the mistakes, and work hard to advance to the finals. Good enough we managed to get an away goal. I think when we go back, we shall work so hard to see that we also come up as victors.
Concerning the Tuesday game, we are so much prepared as the team. We have worked so hard with the coaches. We have been in position to rectify the mistakes that really let us down the first leg.
The winner will play Uganda Matters University in the final on the 12th of November 2022 at the MTN Philip Omondi Stadium in Mugogo. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC Tonight.
And that does bring us to the end of our lunchtime bulletin. Thank you so much for allowing us in your lunchtime space. My name is Patricia Lukomampango. Very good afternoon to you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
So, I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165 *77# or use the Momo app to register.
I see a mighty move of the Holy Ghost in Uganda in 2022.
Revival, restoration, reconciliation is here as Uganda celebrates 60 years. This is the year 2022. The revival, restoration, renewal, and a great visitation. You're therefore invited to a great Lord's Visitation Crusade and Fire Conference at Ndegiruboa, NSSF grounds from 30th October to 6th November 2022. The Fire Conference starts at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Great Crusade starts at 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have great preachers led by evangelist Randy Roberts, Jennifer Wild, Reverend Dr. Robert Ampere Coffee from Ghana, and many national preachers. Revival is here.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer